Welcome back to Miss Eddie's Math Movies, where it's a cute to be a square. Today's lesson is 9.5, Volume of Pyramids and Cones. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to find the volumes of pyramids and cones. In the last lesson, we found the volume of a prism. And if you remember, for a prism, the volume is area of the base times the height. So if we look at this, if we were to make this a prism, notice it's not as big as a prism. A prism takes up more volume. Well, how much more volume? A prism is 3 times bigger. So if we want the smaller volume, we have to divide by 3. So we're going to do 1/3 the area of the base times the height. It's 1/3 smaller than a prism with the same base and the same height. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base and the height. Notice it's regular height. So this is write the volume formula for a prism and a pyramid. Say what big B represents, what big H represents. And then talk about which two formulas use slant height. All right, I want you to do this now. I just gave you the answers to these two, and you should know what big B and little h stand for. So let's find this volume of a pyramid. So the first thing I know, this is a pyramid, so I write my formula. Volume equals, we don't want base, we want volume. Volume equals 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Well, here's our base here. Our base is a rectangle. So 1/3 the area of that rectangle, well, 5 times 4 is 20, and the height is 6. So let's see, 20 times 6 is 120, divided by 3 is 40. 40 feet cubed. All right, if you wanted to do that on your calculator, you can just divide by 3. I think that's the easiest way. So here's your calculator. You can do 20 times 6 divided by 3, 40. Right, over here, this is also a pyramid. 1/3 the area of the base times the height. And here's our base. Our base is a triangle this time. So if you remember, for a triangle, we have to do 1/2 of 7 times 6 to find the base. Well, half of 7 times 6, that's 42, divided by 2 is 21. So the base is 21, and it goes up 8 meters into the air. So we do 21 times 8 divided by 3, 56 meters cubed. Remember, for volume, the units are always cubed. All right, you got a bunch of pyramids. Notice here, this is a triangular pyramid. Do this now. Don't forget your units. And you're using the formula volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. Right, a cone is exactly the same as a pyramid. It's the same formula, 1/3 area of the base times the height. But we know in a cone, the base is always a circle. And we know the formula for circle is r squared pi. So we can replace this with r squared pi. So we can rewrite this formula as 1/3 r squared pi h. Complete the statement using prism, pyramid, cylinder, and cone. All right, so volume equals area of base times height is for what two solids? And we do 1/3 for which two? All right, I want you to do this whole thing now. The volume of a pyramid is 1/3 of what? Think of, is a pyramid most like a prism, a cylinder, or a cone? It's 1/3 of which? It's smaller than which? And a cone is 1/3 as small as what, right? Think about a cone, right? A cone is part of a cylinder. It's 1/3 of a cylinder. So I just gave you the answer for that right there. It doesn't look like it's 1/3, but it is, and we'll do that in class. Find the volume of the cone. Okay, you know our first step is to write the formula. Volume equals 1/3, because it's a cone, area of the base times the height. Well, the base is a circle, and for a circle, we always have to do r squared pi. R here is 8. 8 squared pi. And the height is 12. So now if you want, you can put this all in your calculator. 8 squared pi times 12 divided by 3. If you want to do it in your head, well, that's a little bit harder because it's what we've got 64 times 12 divided by 3. Right, so 8 squared times 12 divided by 3 would be 256 pi. And 256 pi is 804, around to the nearest whole number, centimeters cubed. But you can just put this whole thing in your calculator. Watch. 8 squared pi times 12 divided by 3. Same answer. So if you want, just put this all in. Example 3. What is the volume of the cone shown at the right? Okay, well, we always start with volume equals, this is a cone, so it's 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, the base is a circle, so we have to do r squared pi, so 3 squared pi times the height. Oh no, they gave us the slant height. So we have to use the Pythagorean theorem. So let's draw this right triangle over here. This is 3, this is h, and this is 5. So remember, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. In this case, c is 5 now. So 3 squared plus h squared equals 5 squared. 9, h squared equals 25. Subtract 9 from each side and you get 16. H equals 4. And we did all of that so we could plug it in to our formula. So 4 goes right there. So 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So this is 12 pi. Or you can put that whole thing in your calculator. 3 squared pi times 4 divided by 3. And we'll do to the nearest 10th. Inches cubed. You can leave your answer like this too. 12 pi is perfectly acceptable. Find the volume of the cone. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Okay, I want you to do this now. Don't forget your units. They're going to be cubed. And your formula is volume equals 1/3 the area of the base times the height. And remember, your base is always r squared pi because this is a circle base. So this will be not too bad. Right, make sure you find your radius here. They gave you the diameter. Oh, over here, find your radius, and they give you L. You're going to have to find H, because notice this one's H, not L. So think about your right triangle. Think about these dimensions. What's this going to be, what's this going to be, and what's this? You need to find H first, then plug it into your formula. Down here, you can draw a picture if you want. Find the volume of a cone. with a height of 6, so height it goes straight down, and a diameter of 8. So once again, think about what your radius is going to be, and then find the volume. Find the volume of a cone with a, okay, so let's draw a cone again. With a slant height of 17, uh-oh, they didn't give us the height. You need to solve for the height. And a diameter of 16. So first, figure out what your radius is going to be. Then you need to find your height. You've got to use the Pythagorean theorem for that. Right, here's your triangle. Think about this triangle. You need to solve for h. You need to find this and find what that is. Use the Pythagorean theorem and then solve for volume. This is like the example we just did, which was example 3. And this was like example 3. All the rest of these, they give you what you need to know. This is M Cubed signing out.